Welcome to the Doctor's Kitchen with me, Dr. Rupy. Today I've got BOSH in the kitchen. Two guys, Henry and Ian, who are good friends of mine. They've got an incredible new book that I've actually done the foreword for as well. It's called Healthy Vegan, and it's all about getting more plants on your plates. I cook one of their brand new recipes. It's a Goan Style Curry using an ingredient that I've never used before, something called banana blossom. It's got the consistency of jackfruit and it tastes absolutely wonderful in this dish. You're gonna love the book, love the recipe. Check out the full podcast by clicking on the link down below, and I'll catch you in the kitchen. So guys, I'm going to be cooking you a recipe from your book. So this is the Goan Style Curry with banana blossom that I've never cooked before. Awesome ingredient. Already I think it's kind of got like the texture of jackfruit.
Yeah. The first time we ever had banana blossom was a place in Stoke Newington. It's a it's a fish and chip shop that had like jumped on the vegan bandwagon. We rocked up there because we heard that this vegan fish and chips was to die for.
Right.
And we tried it and we were like, goodness me, it's absolutely crazy. So yeah, the sort of flakiness of it like is a perfect mimicry for fish.
And I had to go to the Filipino store around the corner to get banana blossom. You can get it online as well. But then he also gave me these, which are green beans. Yeah, I mean, these are massive.
They're so long.
I've already made the paste.
When we first set up BOSH, neither Henry and I are trained cooks. Our background isn't in cooking. So we kind of had to teach ourselves on the job. And to be honest with you, if we look back at some of the original recipes, videos we put out, you kind of think, you could have done with a little bit more cumin there. Or, ooh, you've gone heavy on the oil. We were very passionate about it because we feel that like vegan food is something that you really can get passionate about because it's like the three main pillars, and then the fourth we'll probably talk about in a second as well, which is obviously animal agriculture and how bad it is for the environment, animal agriculture and how bad it is for the animals, and then human health. But then the fourth pillar is kind of social justice.
Our number one goal is all about improving the health of the planet and the number of people eating plant-based meals.
Yeah.
So we're not about converting people to go vegan, but we are about getting more people to have more vegan and plant-based meals, and maybe even rebranding the word so that we've got a more inclusive, dip your toe in kind of approach to the word vegan.
I'm really glad you mentioned that because this is definitely something that I wanted to chat about, because I think sometimes the word can be off-putting. You know, it makes it seem like it's either this way or you can't do it and you can't label yourself a vegan.
For our first book, we avoided the word vegan because we knew the word vegan was still pretty misunderstood. You would struggle to sort of see the word vegan outside an eatery on the high street, whereas now, 2.5 years on, you struggle not to see the word vegan. And obviously, people have sort of watched documentaries like Cowspiracy, like Earthlings, now like Game Changers, and they're changing their attitude to plant-based food. And big supermarkets have jumped on board with it, and they're all just like just flooding their shelves. It's like 23% of all new products last year. 25%,
yeah.
of all new products last year happened to be plant-based, which is quite unbelievable.
And then I think if you fast forward into the future, like 5 years, 10 years from now, we would anticipate that everybody can dip their toe in to be vegan and eat vegan food without being criticised for using the word without following a strict set of rules. If you actually look at the dictionary definition of vegan, which we talk about in How to Live Vegan, the definition as set by the Vegan Society is a way of living that seeks to avoid animal cruelty and animal ingredients as far as is possible and practicable. There's space. And that space means we will eat an avocado or a fig, which may have had bees involved or wasps involved in the pollination process. The actual word vegan is almost an unattainable ideal, but it's impossible in our day-to-day lives because the iPhone wouldn't be vegan. A motor car might not be vegan because of the parts in the engine. Your books might have non-vegan glue in them. So vegan is a really beautiful thing, and everyone who aspires to be that is an incredible person, and it comes with like love and passion and kindness to the world. But I think if we're going about this judging everybody based on how vegan they are by our own standards, we'll just end up going around in circles. The more we can just be progressive and be accepting of everybody and welcome them in to try some vegan food and then see what they do with it, the better.
The more you dig, the more you realize like how difficult it is to be a 100% true vegan.
Yeah.
People who are anti-vegan, and it really does rile some people up, you know, they're less accepting of the term, they're less accepting of the people, they have, you know, prejudices against them and stuff. They can use a whole bunch of arguments to argue about how unvegan vegan people are. How do you respond to that?
How ridiculous that someone can be living their life trying to make the world a better place, talking about trying to make the world a better place, and then we'll pick them up on something because they're not wearing shoes that we think match up with what we think they should wear.
Or they've had a leather jacket they've had for 10 years or something like that.
It's like therefore that would mean that the only people that could talk about vegan food would have to be living in a farm in the Cotswolds with everything self-sustainable, no products from Apple or Google or Microsoft, and therefore unable to communicate with anyone anyway. So I think if we can move away from thinking that vegans can be hypocrites and move towards just celebrating the fact that they're saying we should all be better, and maybe we should all be better than I am. Like, I'm not perfect, Ian's not perfect, you're not perfect, but we're all trying in our own way, and let's celebrate that rather than criticizing people for not being good enough. We can just start with the one thing that we can all control, is those 3 meals a day that we eat. You know, yes, people fly, and yes, people might drive a car, and maybe not everyone can afford an electric car, but what the really easy thing we control is what we eat every single day.
The best thing that you can possibly do for yourself to improve the environment is just eat delicious food. That's it.
You don't think about that minute decision that you make in the supermarket as having a significant change. But one way in which you guys are helping is actually to coach people about the collective power that we all have in the decisions that we make on a daily basis. Try it, let me know if
Thank you very
if
much.
it meets your high standards.
It looks good.
I think the best thing about this dish is just the textures.
Yeah.
Obviously the flavour is really, really good, but it's just like you've got the sort of firm crunch from the green beans, you've got that kind of fishy flakiness from banana blossom, you got that really nice sweet tang from the tomatoes.
Oh wow, guys, the sour tanginess of that is awesome.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Really good.
Can you tell us anything about the health benefits?
Oh yeah, I mean,
we've obviously written it, so we know what we think.
I mean, you've got like 3 or 4 different varieties of proper veg here. You've got fibre in the green beans. I don't know much about banana blossom, I'll be honest. You've got novel antioxidants in the mushrooms like ergothioneine and a whole bunch of other B vitamins as well. The tomatoes that will have the lycopene spilled out of them because I cooked them for a little bit longer. So you're disrupting the cell walls and you're allowing the absorption of all those antioxidants.
Wow,
nice.
Good knowledge. But also it's delicious, warm, spicy, hearty.
Exactly.
And quite light as well.
A funny dish this as well, because you know how some dishes you look at it and go, that's winter food, and that's summer food.
Yes.
That bridges the gap.
Yeah, you know what? That's such a good point.
Yeah. Very good.
BOSH.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for watching this video. There's so many others for you to enjoy right here. Check out thedoctorskitchen.com, sign up to the newsletter where I give science-based recipes every single week. There's a podcast, there's 2 books, there's loads more content on social media, doctors_kitchen, and I hope to see you there.